So in this video, I'm going to talk about applying NLP to your chatbot's conversation. So there's two ways you can do this. You can have the chatbot analyze every individual interaction, any of these interactions from the left-hand column. The bot can look at individually from the point of view of NLP, or you can look at the global picture by clicking this button at the top. And that means every single interaction will be looked at by the NLP, and the global overrides the individual, as you know from standard interactions and connections. So if the global analysis triggers a response, that will override whatever the individual scripted plan is for this conversation. Now, before I'm going to put the NLP into action, I'm going to create an interaction that is like a landing point for what happens if the bot recognizes a certain sentiment. And in this case, I'm going to do negative feeling. So let's create a statement called NLP negative. And this is where the bot's going to take the conversation if it detects a negative sentiment by the user. So this would be very typical for a customer service type of bot. It might say something like, oh dear, we don't seem to, with two E's, to be enjoying this conversation. Would you like a human to take over? And then there's various ways you can cause this conversation to be turned into live chat with a real customer representative. So that's where I'm going to take the conversation if the bot detects a frustration by the user. And like I said, you can detect that frustration on any individual interaction or on the global conversation. So let's do an individual one first of all. We can pretty much take one at random. Right, this is a game bot that looks fairly complicated. I'm just going to get a more simpler interaction. Right, there we go. And let's add in the individual NLP. So instead of picking a standard connection, I'm going to pick the NLP connection. And you'll see that when I do so, I get a little flag to remind me that now AI is being applied to the user's response at this point. And again, on the structure chart, you'll see I'm reminded this one now has an AI analysis of what's taking place. And I'm going to use the pre-trained entity one for negative words because it's so very powerful. You can create your own models, and there's another video to explain that. But the pre-trained ones are really, really great, and you should use them if there's no need to create your own. So if it detects a negative word, it's going to go to the NLP negative that we just created. Okay, so that's it. This interaction now has the NLP AI applied to it, and let's see what happens. We can do a little test. So this is the interaction. Let's suppose the person writes, this is rubbish. We're getting fed up. Oh dear, you don't seem to be enjoying the conversation. Would you like him to? Perfect, that's exactly what we wanted. So well done to the bot. You picked up the frustration. Now we can do the same for the whole conversation using global connections. So again, just add the connection, choose NLP. So it's flagged that it's going to be an AI. And again, I'm using the same one, which is the negative words one. And the result again is going to be the same. It's going to jump down to get the customer to talk to a human. That's it. That's in place. So if we run the whole bot, it's a game bot, and the person's playing, and then they say, no, this is no good. This is terrible. Oh dear, you don't seem to be enjoying the conversation. Would you like the human to take over? So there you have it. So you use your global connections or your individual interaction connections to hook up the AI and your NLP model to drive the conversation to the points at which you've already prepared.